Hello viewers, welcome to another episode of Inside the Dressing Room. I'm your host Dhaka, and Bangladesh returned to the country after a not so happy Champions Trophy. But the cricketers won't get too much time to contemplate because they have a new mission to attend to. Dhaka Premier League, DPL, is starting from tomorrow, and we are going to talk about it. And to talk about DPL and other cricketing and sporting issues, I have Atif Azam with me. Atif, welcome to the studio. DPL is kicking off, and the players are not going to have, the national team players are not going to have too much time to adapt to the situation. And I've heard that some of them are not very happy with the wage system this time. What's the story?
Yeah, I just came to the studio before attending the press conference of the DPL, the inauguration press conference of the DPL. There, Tamim Iqbal voice is concerned.
Right. I saw Tamim there. Yes.
Yeah, voice is concerned that the players should get their wages, at least. But the problem is that this time the DPL's wages is not much as it was earlier. And one of the reasons is that the players have played with reduced wages in the BPL. And at that point of time, the senior cricketers went to, as per Farooq Ahmed's statement, the senior cricketers went to him, asked him that no matter how the BPL should be played, even if that means that the players getting lesser amount of money. And Farooq tried to accommodate their wishes. But by doing so, what happened is that the clubs also started saying that if they can play the BPL in reduced wages, then why won't they play the DPL in reduced wages? And that is probably the reason the players' payment structure got down this time. So it's not very happy for all of the players.
Not a happy situation.
Not a happy situation for all of the players. For some of the players even voiced concern that whether all the players were informed about such a decision or not, whether they should have reduced their wages or not. But still, the DPL is going on. The DPL will be starting from tomorrow. It also gives an excitement among the players, because you must understand, Rubaiyat, that this is the bread and butter for Bangladesh cricket.
Exactly, and the local cricketers depend on this. And
depend on this, exactly. The local cricketers depend on this, and this is their bread and butter, and so they have a deep bonding with it. Another thing is that in BPL, you see a lot of franchises getting changed. This franchise is owned by this group now, next year this franchise group. But in DPL, that is not the case. So some of the players got some bondings with the clubs as well. So it's their biggest tournament.
Right, Atif, the BPL is kicking off, but I've heard there are going to be some rule changes or some new rules this time. What are the changes that BPL is going to produce this time?
I think the biggest change that will happen is the umpire can take some technological advantages. Right. They, apart from the LBW decision, the stumping, runouts and all those decisions, if they have some doubts, they can call the third umpire. And they can get a review system. That is what I've understood as of now, because it will be televised. This is the BPL is presented by this time sponsored by Bashundhara Group, and will be televised by T Sports. The Mirpur matches will be televised, while the other matches will be in the YouTube channel. So everybody is well aware that it is live. So they are also getting some technological help for the umpires. That will surely be very helpful for DPL, because every time, apart from the last edition of DPL, where umpiring issue was not as much as it was earlier, every time we heard that, and you must be aware of that big kick of Saqib Al Hasan in the stumps. Right. That kick itself is a slap over the umpiring system of Bangladesh. So you must understand that all this technological help will help to avoid all those.
But Atif, I want to throw in a question among the discussion, is that in this day and age of modern cricket, where the national cricketers are busy away playing international cricket for, let's say, maybe 150 to 200 days, including all the three formats, Test, One Days and T20s. A tournament like DPL, how significant is it right now for the international players? It is of course the bread and butter of the local players, as you've mentioned, but do the international cricketers, let's say someone like Nazmul Hussain Shanto or a Mehdi Miraj, do they put the same amount of significance on DPL as a local player would?
Yeah, of course they do. Because this is the only place where they can show why they are in the national team.
Right.
That is the major talking point, is that whenever there is Nazmul Shantu is playing, if he's scoring 100, he might not get a lot of slap. I mean clap. Sorry, I mean clap. If he scores 100.
Yes.
But if he doesn't score, then his failure will be
highlighted definitely.
very in a major way, because all the national players are expected to perform in the DPL, and that is why they are playing in the national team.
Right.
So this is the area, this is one tournament where they want to perform so that they can justify their
place in
selection
the
in the national team. That is one thing. That keeps them motivated.
Final words on DPL, Atif. I would love to see the DPL as competitive as before. And when I was growing up in the 90s as a 90s kid, DPL was something else. That was the biggest cricketing bonanza of Bangladesh, and crowds were pouring in. Do you see DPL can get that glory days back from now on, or I don't know?
I think this DPL is you can say at times we do say that this is a pilot project. For me, this DPL is a pilot project. I mean, there's a new board coming up in the coming days.
Exactly.
After that board is formed, the newly elected board, when the next election gets over, from that onward, the DPL that will be played, that will have a more structured people around. Because I can say, Rubaiyat, the clubs that has been backed by some people, they might not be backing them after this election.
Right.
The councilship might change and all these things might happen. So we don't know all the stories behind all the clubs right now.
Right.
We are seeing Abahani Limited, which ruled the Dhaka Premier League for the last decade or so. They have just formed a club and with a totally new setup.
Right.
So does Mohammedan, so does other teams. Even a player like Tamim Iqbal, who is captaining Mohammedan Sporting Club, is also having some involvement in another club as an owner. So you can see all these things. So I wish that from the next DPL, it will be much more organized club-wise. But
professionally,
but for me, the DPL always stands for some standout performance in the field. And I just hope that the DPL is played in a good wicket.
Right.
So that players always want to play DPL and all these tournaments in a good wicket. So that they can produce runs, there can be good runs, good wickets and everything. Bowlers also have something to say in that wicket, in a sporting wicket.
Right.
Rubaiyat, just talking about DPL and all these things, I just want to know one thing. For the last 2 days, if you have seen the medias, there's a lot of news coming out about Hamza. Hamza Chaudhary coming to Dhaka on 19th March, and he'll be coming with everything. How do you see Hamza's entrance in Bangladesh football?
I think it's a very big positive, and we saw in the last decade players like Tariq and Jamal Bhuiya. They also came from European leagues and settled well in Bangladesh football, and their inclusion have been tremendous for the national team. They've been the stalwarts for the last decade. Hamza brings another higher level of class, because he played in the English Premier League, the best football league in the world, and now he's playing for the championship team Sheffield United, who's going to get promoted in the Premier League next season. And not only that, he's one of their major stars. We are talking about someone who played top level football in English football pyramid at the very top level. So if he brings, if he is included in the national team scenario, he not only will bring his skills and experience, he will also bring, and I hope that happens, that the professionalism and the structure he is used to play. I'm sure you've heard that he's bringing his own physio and his staff with him. So this is a big change for Bangladesh football, and I hope that he can adapt as well as Jamal and Tariq did, and with all his experience, all his professional attitude, and he serves Bangladesh for a very long time.
I just wanted to end this, coming to this. Do you think that it's very important for the players, other players, to adapt to the culture that he is coming from? Because there's a big cultural mix-up, because he's coming from a different football culture. Here in Bangladesh, we have seen that football culture is different. what challenges will Hamza face when he comes to Bangladesh?
Well, Atif, I think the challenge will be on Hamza to adapt, rather than the Bangladeshi players who are already in the squad and playing in a certain situation and in a certain local scenario to adapt to Hamza. But Hamza has to adapt to, if I may, low quality dorms, low quality, I don't want to use the word low quality, but lesser quality than English Premier League provides him, of course, or English Championship League provides him, of course. Equipments, training facilities, technology, maybe nutrition, everything he has to adapt. It's not about how Bangladesh team adapts to him, it's about how Hamza adapts well to Bangladesh team or not. But the positive thing about the whole scenario is Hamza himself wanted to be a part of the Bangladesh team, and he wanted to play for the national team. So I'm really positive, and I'm sure the football fans around the country is very positive to see him play for the green and the reds.
Thank you.
All right, Atif, that was it. I'll see you tomorrow, same place. That was our show today. Let me know in the comments how you are liking it. And I'll see you tomorrow, same place and same time. Till then, you take care.